This is Brother Ron, and welcome to We All Be News Radio and TV, the news-free Dixie for the 21st century.
Let me just break down something, because you and I were talking about this film. Yeah. There's a film out, y'all. There is a film, a real hardcore, independent black documentary film called Black, White, and Blue. You like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You saw it.
It was good, yeah.
It was real good. And it's like, 77 minutes, so it's not a long watch. And it's talking about killer cops and how they're not doing nothing for us, and different voices. And, of course, I'm not listed as being one of the people in the film, but I think I'm in there. Am I in there?
Yeah, you're in there. I mean, you're up there with Charlamagne the God, Killer Mike. I mean, you make a great contribution about, the real agenda of the Black Lives Matter movement.
Oh, yeah, we got those. Oh, my God. With all the sex toys in the world, can't keep the world from finding out who they are. Okay, like I said, you know what? They'll say, oh, happy day, because who's going to expose your sins right away? Oh, happy day. Oh, I thank God I was able to come down on those sexuality coons. They make me sick. In fact, did I tell you, they did the premiere right up here in Silver Spring, right up Georgia Avenue at the AFI.
Mm-hmm.
And when they got to my part, where I was talking about Black Lives Matter, base, confused Negroes who never, ever show up for anything that matters.
Mm-hmm.
No, they don't. Okay, and they haven't gotten one cop convicted. In fact, in Chicago, I have witnesses. They worked on the side of the cops to try to get off Van Dyke, the one who shot Laquan McDonald. That's right. Black Lives Matter, y'all not shit. We know it. And all of your white, liberal, LGBTQ friends and allies, they can't protect you from us in the hood. You know anything about revolutionary collaborators that work for the other side? The only time they're safe is when they're among the enemies of their people. When they come back home, they got to look over their shoulder and wonder who's going to get them for what they've done to us. That's real talk. Anyway, I went in and talked about those moose lesbians up in there. Yeah, I did. Bull moose lesbians. I dogged them. And the people in the theater were laughing. They were just on the floor laughing. I didn't know that some of the National Black Lives Matter staff was there. And those little brute feminists were in there crying.
Mm-hmm.
And so when it came up to Q&A, they were so big it took them about 2 minutes to get out their seats. It's not like a bus where you can put part of your behind on both seats.
Mm-hmm.
You have to squeeze out. They ran down the thing and complained, "It's so unfair. How could you put Dr. Short in your film? How are we supposed to counter it? Damn, what are they supposed to counter me for? B-word? If I told the truth should stand. How are we supposed to counter this? They're all complaining. Take Short out of the film. The film is good. Just get rid of Dr. Short. He ruins everything." These black gays think they got more power than what they have. It's white power, black gay, that you have where you can come and bully people in the community. And in fact, I tell the truth about all the gay folks in the black movement, that nobody mistreated them 50, 60 years ago. But now these little dumbass people in Black Lives Matter with this white Khazar and white nationalist money that they've gotten to confuse us, have turned around that black people are homophobic and we're the ones that killed Matthew Shepard. The little white boy that got killed out west by white people?
Mm-hmm.
And they just put his ashes, I guess remains of his ass, in the National Cathedral.
Mm-hmm.
You would think that black people do all these killings. And the little black perverts have gone along with white racists to make black people homophobes and have made homosexuals the new persecuted minority, which means there's a justification to brutalize black people because we're the new bigots. Not the white men doing the mass shootings in the schools, but black people that think a man and a woman constitute a family. They're the bigots to be persecuted. This is of no surprise to me because I went to Harvard. And anyone that went to an elite school understands that this is a garbage, but they've got these stupid black kids pushing this filth on us. And so those tramps were turned out, and they don't want this film out. It's black, white, and blue. It's on Vimeo, Vimeo on demand. It's no more than $4. And it's also on Amazon, Amazon Prime. For the next 30 days, if you're an Amazon Prime member, you can watch the film for free. If you're, in fact, it's going to go on Amazon, and it'll be free for Amazon Prime users. If you have an Amazon account, it's going to cost you $4, but it's worth watching.
Yes.
It's an excellent film. It's got footage. It's showing Baltimore and Flint, and they've done everything to stop this brilliant brother named Curtis Schoon. I mean, the dude is like hardcore Brooklynite of Grenadian descent, but, down for the cause. And, they came to get me because Michael Eric Dyson, his little weak self, didn't want to get real. Nobody wanted to talk for real. So they're going to put this film out, and in the future, there's going to be a producer's cut. And if my 6 minutes made you laugh for the film, imagine what the whole 45 minutes sounds like. You already, folks are going to go crazy. And yes, I talked about that bald-headed nigga, John Lewis, who needs to retire. Okay. Yeah, I said that about him. Speaking of Armistice Day, which was the 11th, this Sunday passed, which signaled the end of the First World War 100 years ago. The greatest hero of the French military was a man by the name of Marshal Pétain. And Marshal Pétain, I was just thinking, it's interesting how I was thinking about this, how Marshal Pétain is almost the French equivalent of John Lewis. Because Marshal Pétain was brave and fearless, and he did everything to help his people. But about 20 years later, when the Nazis came in, Marshal Pétain collaborated with the Germans against his own French people, just like John Lewis was significant in the 60s and the shit in the 80s. I said it. Yeah, I did. And he stayed shit. And so, yeah, you know what? It's sort of like if I make a steak for you, that same piece of meat is going to rot or get hard or like desiccate or something's going to eat it, but it's not going to stay a steak for 20 years. If you did something for black people 20 years ago, it doesn't mean a goddamn thing if you're a traitor today. And there are a whole lot of old niggas that need to have strokes and heart attacks or, diabetic episode. Go on to hell because you're in the way what you used to do. If you used to, you're behind, you stink. If you used to wash under your arms, you stink. If you used to change your drawers and the things got holes in the sides of sweet potatoes. If you used to clip your toenails, you look like a caveman when you take your shoes off. We need to stop giving love and credibility to people that used to do something. What are you doing right now? If you used to go to the toilet and then you've crapped on yourself and some other things. You get where I'm coming from?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All the little coons out there that don't like this, and they say, stop airing our dirty lives in front of white people. My comment is, if you stop shitting and pissing in the bed, nobody cares what your sheets look like. Am I real?
You
Yes, I am.
100. Yes, sir.